Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on how I curl my knotless box braids or any braids. I've already tied all the ends of my box braids. I have a YouTube short and a TikTok on that, so I'll leave my TikTok down in the description and I'll try to leave the short also, so make sure to go check that out. And the only things you really need to achieve this look are some flexi rods. I got some from my local beauty supply store. They were about 6 in a pack, so I got 2 of them. They're only $3.99 a pack. Now getting into how to curl them. So I have my flexi rod, and then I just start from the top where the knot is, and I put the middle of the flexi rod at the top, and I start kind of like wrapping it around the flexi rod. So I just wrap it around, not all the way down, because you want to have some space to fold the flexi rod back, and you'll see what I mean by that. So now when you get to the end, you're going to take the end of the flexi rod, you're going to fold it back onto the hair so that it won't unravel, and then you're going to do the same thing to the other side. I recommend getting the skinnier flexi rods to get this look, because the bigger ones, the curl will kind of end up a little bit bigger and looser, so I recommend getting the skinny ones. And you want to make sure that you're wrapping it tightly so that the curl will also be tight. Now moving on to the next one, you're just going to want to do the same thing on this one as you did on the first one, and you're just going to want to wrap the hair around the flexi rod tightly, and you want to leave a little space in between each wrap because you don't want them to be too tight together once you take them out. Then you're going to fold the rod against the hair, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So the rest of this section where I'm just wrapping the hair around the flexi rods and getting ready to curl it is just straight repetition, so there's not really that much to explain. So I'm just going to let it play out, and then I'll be back when it's time to dip.
Ryan Little. Brian Little. Brian Little.
So now that I'm almost finished wrapping the hair around the rods, then it's almost time to dip. So what I do is I get a pot. You're gonna see the pot when I dip the braids, but I get a small pot and I put like water in it, almost full but not too full, and I boil it at on 5 or medium until it's boiling, and then I leave it on there for about 2 minutes or 5 minutes, and then I bring it and dip it. And this is how I dip it. Most times I put all the braids in there at once if it will fit, but if it won't, then I'll do it in sections. But this is how I dip it. I just put all the braids in there, and then I'm just using an extra flexi rod to just kind of push them down in there just to make sure they're all in there so they'll all get curled. As you can see, I'm just pressing them in there. And if it's not curled enough, or you feel like they weren't in there for too long, you can always take some out and do it in sections just to get it really good and thorough. So now I just have a towel on hand, and I just had it behind the mannequin head, and now I'm just slowly taking the braids out the pot and just squeezing them with the towel so it won't be dripping wet. And now they're all dipped, and I just dry it with this towel a little bit more because sometimes the flexi rods, they hold a lot of water and it would just be dripping water on the floor. So I also recommend having like a towel under the braids so it won't be dripping water all over your floor. So this next part is pretty self-explanatory. I just unraveled the hair basically off the rods, so there's not much explaining to do. So I'm almost finished unraveling all the hair off the rods, and as you can see there's little pieces of straight hair hanging off the sections, and you can go ahead and cut them off if they're bothering you, but it's really not that big of a deal.
Brian Little. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching and sticking with me to the end, and I hope you got something from this video. If you want to know how to do the knotless box braids, I actually have a YouTube video on that, so make sure to go check that out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what you'd like to see next.